Hiya. So one of the viewers sent in a message request asking for a fascia release video for the feet and legs. I'm assuming they're a runner, they do a lot of running, or they sit down a lot at work, or perhaps they do both and they just need something in between to help them recover. And obviously, because we're training fascia, it's also going to help with elasticity and power as well. So I'm going to get straight into it. The first exercise, we're just going to need a tennis ball. If you don't have a tennis ball, maybe think about getting one, or of course just skip to the next exercise that doesn't need a tennis ball. We're only using one for the first exercise. So we're literally just going to roll the bottoms of our feet with the tennis ball. I'm going to do about a minute on each side. So every fascial line in our body connects into our feet. So if we can roll out the feet, we start to move around and start to activate and just hydrate all the lines. If you find a spot that feels particularly tender, just gently work that spot a little bit. We don't want to be working into too much pain here, but just waking those feet up. All right, and then we're going to swap legs or swap feet. Same on the other side. Ironically, I actually jumped onto a big sharp stone barefoot yesterday, so this left foot is quite tender. So hopefully this little fascia workout is going to massage out some of that inflammation. I always think of these fascia release exercises as like a massage. It's like getting a sports massage in your fascia, but you're kind of doing it to yourself, and you're also getting a lot of stability and elasticity benefits from it too. So in my opinion, it's a little bit better than a sports massage. A bit less relaxing, but all right, so good. All right, that's enough rolling for now. So the first exercise, we are literally just going to just hold the mic for this. We are literally just going to be bouncing on our feet, so heels off the ground, and we're trying to stay relaxed in this. We're sort of letting our whole body relax. If you don't feel comfortable leaving the floor, then you can literally just do this with your toes on the floor, especially if your feet are really aching. This is going to be a nice way, and we're just relaxing our entire body, just shaking it off. All right, nice. Now we're warmed up, we're going to be on to our first fascial release exercise. And for all of these, we're going to use the same breathing pattern, and that is where we breathe out on the effort. So I'll show you the first exercise and I'll explain. So we're going to be doing a single leg good morning. So what we're going to want to do is put one leg out in front, and we're going to point our toes up towards our head, and then we're just going to hinge at the hips, and we're going to do this in multiple different directions. So we're not just going straight forward, we're going to the side, and of course breathing out on each repetition. So we're just getting to that end range and then coming back. This is what's going to help us keep our bodies elastic, not holding the stretch for too long. Pointing that toe up to the sky, and then we're just going to do the same on the other leg. So heel in front, pointing that toe up nice and strong, and then So I've already mentioned that all of our fascial lines connect into the foot, but they're spread out through the entire body. So even though this is kind of aimed at the feet, this workout, you'll notice that each exercise is a full body exercise. All right, shake that off. So the next one, we're going to do a standing front stretch. So we're just going to step forward, and then whilst keeping the back leg straight, we're just going to shift our hips forward and also raise our arms, and obviously breathe out. And we'll just do a few on each leg. Allowing the calf to stretch a little bit on the back. Keeping that back leg straight. Same on the other side. So back leg straight, shifting our hips forward and breathing out. Good. All right, for the next exercise, if you find this one really difficult, you can put your hands on a chair for it just to make it a little bit easier. But we're going to be getting into a plank position. Just bring one foot forward, and then we're going to stretch our hips down towards the ground whilst trying to keep that back leg straight. And we're just going to explore different positions to go into. We're not just going to pick the same position. We can come in and then shift our hips to the side. And then release to the other side perhaps. Even rotating or twisting our spine. Twist to the other side. This is just going to really help us open our fascia out. Our fascia loves to move in all different directions. So we do that same thing on the other leg. Back leg straight if we can. Bringing our hips down towards the floor. And then we're just going to explore those different directions. So and then we can come in and then to the side. And then to the other side. Good. And then we can come in and just twist, rotate our body back off, and then rotate our body the other way. Good. All right, so for this next one, we're going to stretch off the inside line. We're going to want to start in this quadruped position with wide knees, and then we're just going to take one leg out straight. And already you might feel a bit of a stretch on the top of the foot here. You really want to connect that foot to the floor, and then we're almost just going to rock backwards and then forwards. And with this one, the stretch really happens when we come forward. So we're going to breathe out. If this is too intense with you with the leg out, you can do this exercise just in this position, like so. But for today, if you can, we're going to do really planting that foot in the floor, letting that ankle stretch. All right, now we'll do the same on the other side. So getting into this position with our wide knees, straighten the leg out, get that foot nice and solid on the floor, and then we're going to allowing those inner thighs to stretch. All right, next one, we're going to jump onto our feet. Now this one's called a T-turn. We're just gonna have our feet slightly outside of shoulder width. And I'll show you what the movement looks like. So we're turning whilst keeping this foot stationary. So we want 3 points of contact with the floor on this foot. It might have the tendency, or want to have the tendency, to come off the floor like so, but we want to keep it planted. And this is going to be really good for the arch of the foot. As we twist open, that arch is going to open up. So for this one, we want to keep about 80% of the weight on this leg, and then we're turning the other foot in, and that's why it's called a T-turn, because we're turning it in to make a T at the end of the movement. Again, really allowing that arch to open up. Same on the other side, so shifting our weight over to that foot. Allowing that arch to open up while still keeping grounded on that foot. All right, so this is a little bonus exercise for the end. Literally, we're just gonna get down on the floor, lift our legs up, and just give them a little shake. All this is doing is allowing any blood that's maybe pooling in there to wash down to your heart, to your upper body. Just wiggle the feet, give them a bit of a stretch. All right, so that's it for today. You're welcome to sit, carry on with your legs up for as long as you want. If you got anything out of today's video, please leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear your feedback, and have a great day or sleep, depending on whatever time of the day it is for you today. See you later.